Well, good evening. This is Wayne Albright, and I've returned to my reimagining of the 2025 Major League Baseball playoffs. And we've reached the championship series, both in the American League and the National League. They will run 7 games potentially, best out of 7. And the first of these games and series will be the Southern California game in San Diego, where Cincinnati will come to San Diego and play in Game 1 against the Padres. Cincinnati comes by way of defeating the Dodgers, the third seed, 2-0 in the wild card series, and then a 5-game series, best of 5, with the Phillies, and won that 3-2. And the Padres have been off for a little bit of time. They took out the number 1 seed Brewers 3-0, so they've had a couple extra days off. So they have a little more flexibility with their starting pitching and a more more rested pitching staff. And Cincinnati had a grueling 5-game series, which they just defeated the Phillies in Philadelphia. So we're in Southern California at Petco Park, and we are going to see what the playoff tree is now. And you can see in the American League, it'll be the Cleveland Guardians traveling into Canada to face the Toronto Blue Jays. Guardians beat Seattle 3-2 on a Manzardo 9th inning home run in the top of the 9th. And that was a Game 5 series. So they won that 3-2. So the number 1 seed in the American League is still available. We have 2 surprising teams in the National League, and that series will be starting right now with this game. So the 5th seed, San Diego Padres, hosting, and I'm sure they're surprised about that, and they're hosting the 6th seed, Cincinnati Reds. So we go out to the program here and see what the starting lineups are looking like. I will be controlling the defenses and substitutions. The AI sets the AI sets the initial defense. If I have to change it, or I think it needs change, I'll go in and adjust it a little bit. Otherwise, the computer will handle everything else. I was thinking about trying to play around with the base running part, because there's been some interesting base running decisions. But I leave the computer do the pitching strategy, base running, and offensive part of the game. So we are in Petco Park in San Diego. It will be an evening game, or a night game, starting at 8:05. Game day is October 13th of 2025. Nice evening, partly cloudy, 58 degrees, the wind blowing out to left field, and approximately about 45,000 in the ballpark to see Game 1. So this is the starting lineups. They're on the screen, and we'll start with the Cincinnati Reds, the visiting team. TJ Friedl will lead off in center field. Batting second, Matt McLain, who had an excellent series against the Phillies, and he plays second base and bats second. Eli De La Cruz, the shortstop, bats third. Miguel Hundujar had a good series also, and he plays first base, bats fourth. Spencer Steer, the DH, bats fifth. Gavin Lux is the left fielder and bats sixth. Ke'Bryan Hayes, the third baseman, bats seventh. Tyler Stevenson, the catcher, bats eighth. And Novi Marte, the right fielder, bats ninth. And on the mound for the Cincinnati Reds is Brady Singer, the right-hander. And he has been he's pitched 2 games in the playoffs, and he has about a 3 ERA. He's a right-hander. And for the San Diego Padres, the host, it'll be Fernando Tatis in right field leading off. Luis Arraez playing first base, batting second. Manny Machado, third baseman, bats third. Jackson Merrill, the center fielder, bats fourth. Xander Bogaerts, the shortstop, bats fifth. Ryan O'Hearn, the DH, bats sixth. Jake Cronenworth, second baseman, bats seventh. Gavin Sheets will play left field and bat eighth, and batting ninth, the catcher Freddie Furman. And the starting pitcher for San Diego is Nick Pivetta, and he is 1-1 with a .77 ERA in the playoffs so far. During the season, Cincinnati took the series 4-2, And we'll see what unfolds with this potentially 7-game series. It's the best out of 7. And the champion only has to win 8 more games to win the World Series out of the 4 teams that are left. So we're in the final 4 of Major League Baseball, and we will start with the National League Championship Series here in this game. So let's go head on out to the ballpark and see what's going to happen as we start this game. And Petco Park is now available, and you can see the park is full as far as attendance goes. And the defensive alignment for the San Diego Padres in Game 1, Gavin Sheets in left field, Jackson Merrill in center, and Fernando Tatis in right. From right to left in the infield, it'll be Luis Reyes at first, Jake Cronenworth at second, Xander Bogaerts at short, Manny Machado at third. And the catcher, Freddie Furman, and the starting pitcher, Nick Poveda, the right-hander. Again, he is 1-1 with a .77 ERA in the playoffs so far. So we will have the first pitches after we fly in, or the first pitch, first pitches, then a fly in, and get the action started here. So TJ Friedl steps up. The left-handed batter is batting .176 with 1 home run and 6 RBIs in the playoffs. And he waits a 2-0 pitch from Poveda to get things started. San Diego in the home white, and Cincinnati in the visiting gray. And that is a fly ball well hit to left center field, and a leadoff home run for Friedl, TJ Friedl. Gotta get my speaking voice going here. And he clears the left center field fence, 412 feet. And the underdog team, the Reds, are off to a hot start, 1-0. So, the trip west after a 5-game series with Philadelphia doesn't look to slow them down, at least initially. So 1 run in for Cincinnati on the leadoff home run here in Game 1, and Matt McLean will bat. And a full count from Poveda. And he struck him out. So he comes back from that home run with a cutter and strikes out McLean, who had a very good division series against the Phillies. He had 2 home runs, and I believe he had like 10 RBIs. So 1 out, and De La Cruz, .258, he's batting. 2 home runs, 4 RBIs. In the playoffs, he's a switch hitter. He's batting on the left side. So Poveda down 1 run already, facing the third batter. 2-0 pitch that is lined up the middle, and that's the second hit for the Cincinnati Reds in this inning. So De La Cruz leads it off, or De La Cruz gets a single, and he's a threat to steal at first. And a 1-2 pitch, shortstop to first, and then that's a double play. So I hit the button too fast. I got to settle in here. 6-4-3, pitcher's best friend, double play ends the inning. But the Reds get a run to start things off on the home run, the leadoff home run by TJ Friedl. And now San Diego will come up for the first time. Brady Singer will step to the mound. 3 ERA. He's 1-0 in the playoffs. I guess he's only pitched 1 game. I thought he pitched 2, but he's only pitched 1. It looks like. So it'll be Tatis, Reyes, and Machado to bat. Tatis, .217 hitter in the playoffs. 1 home run, 1 RBI. So the right-handed batting right fielder to face Singer here in the bottom of the first. And a 1-ball, no-strike count. And that's lined to center, and that's a base hit. So the leadoff runner, or leadoff batter, is aboard for San Diego. Trailing 1-0 right now. Luis Reyes batting .087 with 3 RBIs. Not a very good playoff so far for probably a better than average hitter. Let's see what he batted during the season. .292, so not really got the bat going yet. So Tatis at first. See if he takes off. First pitch, He does not. Grounded to third. Picked up by Hayes. To second to first. And a pitcher's best friend for Singer here. The same as Pivetta had in the top inning, and the threat is over. 2 outs now after the double play, and Machado steps in. Batting .261, 1 home run, and 4 RBIs in the playoffs. So Singer with 2 outs now in the bottom of the first. 1-2 pitch. Struck out Machado on a slider, and that's the 3rd out. So no runs, 1 hit, nobody left. We head to the second, 1-0 Cincinnati. So Spencer Steer, Lux, and Hayes will step in and face Pivetta here in the top of the second. Cincinnati, most people would not expect to be in this position, having to go through the Dodgers and Phillies to get here. But here they are as the 6th seed, and right now they have a 1-0 lead. But it's early. 1-2 pitch to Steer. Lined into center, and Merrill will grab it, and that's the 1st out. Gavin Lux will bat. Gavin Lux batting .167 in these playoffs. Left-handed batter, plays left field. So 1 out for Pivetta, and a full count to Lux. And it's inside, and that's a walk. It's first walk of the game for Pivetta. And a runner on first with 1 out, and Ke'Bryan Hayes will bat. See if Lux takes off. 1 strike, he does not. Bunted foul by Hayes. Not a good... Baseball doesn't have too many good bunters anymore. It's a lost art. Little surprised it's this early in the game that they're trying it. So 2 outs, or 2 strikes, and that's lined up the middle, and that's a base hit. First and second now with nobody, with 1 out. So the Reds now have their 3rd hit. And Tyler Stevenson steps in, .294 hitter, 1 home run, 3 RBIs in these playoffs. First and second with 1 out. Infield shifted a little bit to the left. The outfield is normal. And a 1-strike pitch. Grounded sharply to third. Over to second for 1. And back to first for the double play. And that ends this inning. A 5-4-4-3 double play. So the 2nd inning in a row, it ends in a double play. But Cincinnati still leads 1-0 headed to the bottom of the second. Jackson, Merrill, Bogarts, and O'Hearn, 4, 5, and 6 hitters, stepping in to face Singer. .261 hitter, 1 home run, 4 RBIs. We're in the second. 2 balls, no strikes to Merrill. Lined into center, that's decently hit, but going over to get it is Friedel, and that's the 1st out. Bogarts will bat. .095, 1 RBI, no home runs in these playoffs. So Bogarts with 1 out and a 1-strike pitch. Grounded to short. De La Cruz makes the throw over to Andujar, and that's the 2nd out. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. And Ryan O'Hearn batting .333 with a home run and an RBI so far in these playoffs. So Singer looking for the 3rd out. And he has a full count to O'Hearn. Grounded to second. That will be McLean, and he will throw it to Andujar, and that'll be the 3rd out. So 1, 2, 3. Go the San Diego Padres here in the bottom of the second. And they still trail 1-0. My voice is already going hoarse, and I just started. Fortunately, this is the only game I'm doing tonight. So, Marte, and then the top of the order, Friedel and McLean stepping in here in the top of the 3rd to face Pivetta. 34 pitches so far. Marte batting .261 these playoffs. looking to get on base to lead things off. And he does. He gets a walk. That's the second walk given up by Poveda against one strikeout so far. See if he takes off to second. Here's Friedel. He led off the game in the first inning with a home run to left center field. So nobody out in a full count. And it's fly to left. Drifting over is Sheets, and that's the first out. Of course, I don't have the right person in left field on my cheat sheet here, so I have to take a second to change that. Sheets. So Sheets is in left field. So one out, and McLean will bat. He struck out his first time. Novi Marte is at first. And here's McLean. Like I said, he had 2 home runs and 10 RBIs or in these playoffs, but a lot of that happened in the Phillies series. I think one game he had 6 RBIs. 1-1 pitch. And squares the bunt and fouls. Fouls the ball off. So 2 strikes, and now it's a full count. And Poveda walks him. Third walk for Poveda. He's lost a little bit of his control here in the top of the third. 2 walks, and De La Cruz steps in. He singled his last time. 2 on, 1 out, top of the third. And here's Poveda with a 1-2 pitch. And he struck out. That's a big out. De La Cruz goes down swinging on a slider. And that's the second out of this inning, his second strikeout of the game. So 2 outs, and Andujar, who came up with some big hits against the Phillies, especially in Game 5. So 2 outs, and a 2-ball, no-strike pitch, and it's popped in the infield right in front of the pitcher, and the catcher, Furman, will grab it, and that's the third out. So, no runs, no hits, 2 left. 2.5 in the book, and it's 1-0 Cincinnati. Brady Singer goes out, pitches only 20 pitches in 2 innings, so he's right on the target. Cronenworth, Sheets, and Furman to bat. Cronenworth, .294 hitter in the playoffs. Trying to get the crowd going here, trying to wake up the Padres. Seem to be a little sleepwalking here. They've had a few extra days off compared to the other team. So maybe they're having a slow start here. 2 balls, 1 strike from Singer. Lined up the middle, base hit for Cronenworth. That'll be the second hit for the Padres to lead off the bottom of the third. And Gavin Sheets will bat. 0.67 batter with an RBI. Cronenworth at first. First pitch, grounded sharply to Andujar, and he will take it himself to first base and get the out. Cronenworth will go to second on the fielder's choice. So 1 out, Cronenworth at second. Freddie Furman, he's had a decent playoff season so far. Series, home run and 6 RBIs, batting .300. So 1 out, Cronenworth at second, and a 1-1 pitch. That is lined to left field. That will drop in front of the left fielder, Lux, and here comes Cronenworth, and he will make it. As the throw was a little off target, and Furman drives in the tying run here in the bottom of the third. So we start a new ball game. 1-1 tie, and there's 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning. And the top of the order steps in with Tatis. So the throw is off target to home, and it's a tie game now. So Singer getting roughed up a little bit this inning. Full count. Tatis lines it to center. Friedel coming in, and he will grab it, and that's the second out. Staying at first is Furman. And that will be 2 outs. And they will not hold Furman at first with the left-handed batter Reyes. Reyes grounded out to second his first time. First pitch. Lined into the left field corner, and that will be into the corner. Over to get it is Lux. Over to third is Furman. And here he comes. He's coming home, and he's going to be out. So they try to take an extra base, and it does not work. So Reyes does double, but Furman is thrown out at home. I think it's 7-6-2. I think. Let's look at it and see what it is. 7-6-2. That's left fielder, shortstop to catcher. Let's see. Yep. All right. So it's 1-1 heading to the fourth inning. And it will be Steer, Lux, and Hayes to face Poveda. So we have a tie game now as we enter the middle innings. Poveda up to 61 pitches through 3 innings. That's a little much at this stage. So 2-1 pitch to Steer, grounded to first, and picked up by Reyes, and he takes it himself, and that's the first out. Gavin Lux walked the first time. So 1 out. Infield is normal. Outfield is shallow. I don't know why. We'll put him normal. So 1 out. 1-2 pitch. Struck him out looking on a slider. And that's 2 outs. So Brian Hayes will bat. And they're going to move the outfield back again. I don't know what it is with this computer, putting them out there in shallow position. Hayes will bat. He singled his first time. So 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. And a full count from Poveda, as his pitch count is elevated. And here's a single up the middle. So his second hit of the game for Hayes. So he'll lead off first base with 2 outs, and Tyler Stevenson, the catcher, will bat. 0 for 1, grounded to second his first time. 1-2 pitch, struck him out. Poveda gets out of the inning on a cutter, and it's the third out. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. 3.5 complete, and we're tied at 1 in Game 1 of the National League Championship Series. So we head to the bottom of the fourth. 1 run, 4 hits for Cincinnati, and the same 1 run, 4 hits for San Diego. Machado steps in, followed by Merrill and Bogarts. Singer's up to 36 pitches, and here we go. 1-1 pitch to Machado. That's lined to center. Friedel barely moves to his right, and that's the first out. So here's Jackson Merrill, left-handed batter, flied out to center field his first time. And the first pitch. That is pretty well hit to right center field. Over to his left is Friedel, and he'll grab it. And that's the second out. So Bogarts will step in. He is 0 for 1. He grounded out to short his first time. Middle of the order, not really hitting that much. 2, 3, 4, 5 hitters, even the top of the order for San Diego in these playoffs. So here's Singer trying to complete a 1-2-3 inning. 1-1 pitch to Bogarts, and he walked. What did he do? Catcher interference. Okay. Catcher interference. Counts as an error. And O'Hearn will bat. He's grounded out to second his first time. So Bogarts at first. Brady Singer with a 1-2 pitch. And Hearn goes down swinging on a changeup, and that's the third out. So no runs, no hits, an error on the catcher interference. And we've completed 4, and we're tied at 1. So a decent pitching matchup so far. as we enter the 5th inning with Poveda for the Padres and Singer for the Reds, getting through 4 innings. Poveda's pitch count is a little elevated at 79 pitches, so needs a relatively easy inning here. Marte has walked his first time, so a 2-2 pitch to Marte. Struck him out looking on the outside corner, and that's a curveball, and that's the first out of this top of the 5th. So 5 strikeouts now for Poveda, 3 walks given up. 3-2 pitch to Friedel, and he struck him out. So Friedel, who hit the home run in the top of the 1st to begin the game, strikes out, and now there's 2 outs. And Matt McLean is 0 for 1. He has walked. So Poveda looking for an easy inning here. First pitch. Grounded to second. Up with it is Cronenworth, and that will be the 3rd out. 1, 2, 3 go the Cincinnati Reds here in the top of the 5th. And the Reds and Padres are still tied 1-1. Out comes the right-hander, Brady Singer. He will face Cronenworth, Sheets, and Furman. Cronenworth singled and scored his first time up. And a 1-2 pitch from Singer, and there's the hit batsman. I probably can go back through the sheets here that I have for each game, the score sheets, and there's a hit batsman, a wild pitch, pass ball, something like that, in every game. So Cronenworth will lead off the inning, and he's on first base after getting hit by a pitch. And here's Gavin Sheets. Andujar will hold Cronenworth at first. 3-1 pitch. That is line to short, and there is De La Cruz, and that's the first out. Not much for either team so far. So we're in the middle inning, bottom of the 5th, and Furman singled. He did drive in the run for the Padres. He was thrown out at home later on. So here we go. 1 out and a 1-1 pitch. Grounded to short. There's De La Cruz over to second and then to first. And that will be a double play. So 6-4-3 double play will end this inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left. And 5 now in the book. And it's 1-1 between Cincinnati and San Diego. So they're gonna try and get Poveda through 1 more inning at least. He's up to 92 pitches. He usually lasts about 6 innings, approximately 23 batters faced, and he's at 20 right now. So, but he's facing the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. De La Cruz has struck out and singled in these 2 trips, and a 1-1 pitch. That's lined to right. Over to get it is Tatis, and he will hold him to a single. So De La Cruz will lead off with his 2nd hit of the game, and he is a threat to steal. Shifted slightly to the left against Andujar. And Arraez will hold De La Cruz at first. So runner on, nobody out here in the top of the 6th in a tie game. 1 strike pitch. De La Cruz holds. There's a line drive into the left field corner. Over to get it is Sheets, coming around to score. Oh, no, he's not. De La Cruz holds, or reaches second, holds at third, and Andujar's in with a double. So 2nd and 3rd, and nobody out against Poveda as the bullpen starts to get action. They will bring the infield in, as this game looks like it's going to be a bit of a nail-biter, so they're going to try and cut off some runs here. I think that's okay. So Poveda, 97 pitches. He He might be on the short leash now. Nobody out. 2-2 pitch. Steer is 0 for 2. That is lined to right field. It will drop in front of Tatis. One will score. And Andujar will hold at third. So a base hit for Steer makes it 2-1 Cincinnati. Going to third is Andujar. And let's check the San Diego bullpen here to see what we got. We do got a few left-handers in there. So they do have a very good bullpen, especially the back part of it. Lutz, Hayes, and Stevenson to bat. Paveda's up to 102 pitches. He's probably done. Let's see here. That's a good pitcher. Wow, look at him. Against Lux. We're going to bring in Wandy Peralta. So Peralta will come in. He's a left-hander. So 5 innings pitched. He's responsible. Paveda's responsible for the 2 runners out there. He's given up 2 runs already. So he'll be done. 23. So let's see what Paveda is here. Wandy Paveda. Okay. And he'll face Lux here with runners on first and third. The corners are in. The outfield is shallow. We'll put him at normal. And Lux to face Wandy Peralta with nobody out. 2-1 now, Cincinnati in the top of the 6th. And the first pitch to Lux. Fly ball well hit to right. Back toward the warning track is Tatis tagging up. And scoring will be Andujar with the 3rd run. So a sacrifice fly for Lux. Gets the 3rd run in. And now Cincinnati leads at 3-1. So Brian Hayes to face Peralta with Spencer Steer at first still at first. So 1 out, 3-1 Reds now. 2-1 pitch. Tries to bunt, and as usual, it doesn't actually occur. So go to another pitch. 3-1 pitch to Brian Hayes. Yep, 3-1. Weak ground ball to the pitcher. Peralta will throw to second, and he'll get him at second on the fielder's choice. So fielder's choice, 1-4 to get the second, the guy running to second, which was Steer. So now it's 2 outs and a runner at first, which is now Hayes. And Peralta to face Stevenson, who's 0 for 2. Brian Hayes leads off first base. Reyes will hold him. 1 ball, 1 strike. That is popped on the left side of the infield, and the third baseman Machado comes in and grabs the pop-up. That's the 3rd out. So the Reds managed to take the lead. 2 runs on 3 hits and 1 left. So we're in the bottom of the 6th inning, and Cincinnati now leads it 3-1. And the top of the order will come in to face Brady Singer, who's been very efficient, 59 pitches so far, in only 5 innings. So he's on target. He'll face Tatis, who is 1 for 2. And a 2-2 pitch from Singer. And a strikeout. That's the first out. Slider. Got him. So 1 out. 3 strikeouts for Singer. And it'll be Reyes, who's 1 for 2. with a double. And a 2-ball pitch. Grounded weakly to short. Cruz in to get it and throw it to first, and that's the second out. All right, so Machado 0 for 2. He has struck out, and he has flied out to center field. Down 2 runs, and here's the first pitch to Machado. Popped on the left side. In to get it is the third baseman Hayes, and that will be the third out. So 1, 2, 3 goes San Diego here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And the Reds lead 3-1 as we head to the 7th. Here in Game 1 of the National League Championship Series, played in San Diego. So Peralta will stay in and face Marte and then Friedel. And then maybe a pinch hitter. Or maybe a change of pitcher. We'll see. So here we go. 2-1 pitch. Grounded to short. Up with it is Bogaerts over to first, and that's the first out. 1 out. And Friedel, 1 for 3. He has a home run to lead the game off in the first inning. To left center field. So Peralta's job is to get him out, and then we may change. Maybe the San Diego changes the pitcher. Full count. And he struck him out looking on a fastball. That's the second out, and the second time that Friedel has struck out. So now Matt McLain, who's 0 for 2, he has walked, he has struck out. And Peralta will remain in the game. So 2 outs, 1 strike pitch. Ground ball to short. Oh, Bogaerts has trouble with it and makes an error. So a base runner with 2 outs on the error by Bogaerts, and now it'll be De La Cruz, who has singled and scored. He has another single, and he has struck out. Batting on the right side now, and Peralta will stay in to face him. As the left-handed pitcher, they want him hitting from this side, on the right side. First pitch. There goes McLain, and he will be safe, and the throw goes past into the outfield, and he will manage to get to third base on the bad throw, and that will be an error on Furman. So I'm assuming that's a stolen base. Let's see. Stolen base and an advancement. Error would go to the catcher. Reached on an error. Yeah, steals second. Okay, so McLain steals second. And goes to third on the error. On the error by Furman on the throw. So now, 2 outs and a guy at third in McLain. So De La Cruz has a chance to knock in another run here and give him a 3-run lead. One strike pitch. Grounded sharply to third. Machado up with it, throws across the diamond, and that's the third out. So the 2 errors do not hurt. We are at the stretch, and that was no runs, no hits, 2 errors, and 1 left. So we'll take a break as we head to the bottom of the 7th, 3-1 Cincinnati. Back to the game. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Brady Singer still on the mound. 69 pitches, a 2-run lead. He has 3 strikeouts, given up 4 hits and 1 run. And he'll face Jackson Merrill, Bogarts, and O'Hearn. So the 2 errors in the top of the inning did not hurt the Padres. And here we go. Merrill is 0 for 2. He has flied to center field twice. 2-2 pitch coming up. And a strikeout on a sinker, and that's the first out of the inning. Brady Singer is pitching a whale of a game here. 4 strikeouts, no walks, limiting him to 1 run and 4 hits. And here's Bogarts. He reached on catcher interference, and he is grounded out in 2 trips. 2-2 pitch, a lot of 2s. And a strikeout, the second one in this inning on a changeup. So 2 up, 2 quickly down here in the bottom of the 7th for the Padres. And Ryan O'Hearn, he is 0 for 2. He is struck out and grounded out. So Singer is doing his job, limiting the amount of time the bullpen has to pitch here in Game 1, especially after that 5-game series. So that's good for Cincinnati. How many did they use? Is that Game 5? Yeah, this was Game 5. No, they only used 2 pitchers in Game 5. So, all right, O'Hearn, 0 for 2, and a full count. And that's a walk. It was low. So a base runner, his first walk for Singer, and 2 outs. And here's Cronenworth. He's been hit by a pitch. He has singled and scored. O'Hearn at first with 2 outs and Cronenworth to bat. Cincinnati doesn't have too many left-handers in the bullpen. They have maybe 2. They can use Lodolo if they have to. And they have Suter. So O'Hearn leads off first. Here's Cronenworth. Waiting a 2-1 pitch. There goes O'Hearn. He will be safe. The throw is late. And a stolen base now for O'Hearn. Bit of a surprise there, down 2 runs. So Cronenworth has a chance to cut this lead in half. Or cut it down to 1 run. And a full count. And that's a walk. So 2 walks now for Singer with 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the 7th. And Gavin Sheets to bat. Is this the time they bring in the bullpen? There's then Furman and then the top of the order. Let's see. He has pitched a whale of a game. He's up to 93 pitches. Lodolo pitched in Game 5. Suter. They do have some other relievers that are pretty good. So we're going to bring in Santillan. So Tony Santillan will pitch. And Singer will sit down. He is responsible for the 2 base runners, O'Hearn and Cronenworth. So they'll bring the right-hander in. 6 2/3 for Singer. And he faces 25 batters. So they stretched him about as far as they could here in Game 1. And they will bring in one of their better relievers here in the bottom of the 7th. So there's 2 outs. Santillan is in. Had 7 saves during the season, 2.44 ERA. And he will face Gavin Sheets. Padres trailing 3-1. And the first pitch. Ground ball to second, and McLean up with it to Andahar, and that's the 3rd out. So Santillan gets out of the inning, leaves 2 runners on base. They walked, and we are done 7 in San Diego, and Cincinnati leads it 3-1. So Santillan comes in, does his job, gets out of the inning, and Peralta will sit down. as he did his job for the most part. 7 batters he faced in 2 innings. So now they'll go to the bullpen, will Cincinnati, and it will be Andujar, Steer, and Lux to bat. Or to, let's see. Graham Ashcraft. They're going to bring in Connor Phillip. Wait a minute. Whoa. Wait a minute. Let me see. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me see what's going on here. Let me see what's going on here. Who's batting? I got to go to the San Diego bullpen. I'm in the wrong bullpen here. San Diego bullpen. Okay, let's see what we got. Ooh, that's good. And they're Estrada. They got Suarez. They got Miller. What is it? The top of the 8th? Yeah, top of the 8th inning. They're going to bring in Jason Adam. Jason Adam will come in to pitch for the San Diego Padres. Right-hander. So, let's see what he is in my spreadsheet here. Okay. All right, during the season, Jason Adam was 8-4, 65 games, 1.93 ERA. He is being tasked to keep this game where it is, so San Diego still has a shot. Trailing 3-1, top of the 8th inning. And Andujar is 1 for 3. He has scored. He hit a double and scored. And then a 1-strike pitch coming from Adam. Grounded to third. There's Machado. Scoops it up. Throws it across to Reyes, and that's the first out. So 1 out, and Steer will bat. Spencer Steer. He has singled in a run in his 3 trips. So 1 out. And a full count. And a strikeout on a fastball. And that's 2 outs. Gavin Lux will bat. He is 0 for 1. He has walked, struck out, and sacrificed fly for a run and an RBI. For an RBI. So Adam trying to go 1-2-3 here in the top of the 8th. And a full count. Grounded to second. Up with it is Cronenworth over to first, and that's the 3rd out. So 1-2-3 for Adam and the Padres, and they head to the bottom of the 8th inning, trailing 3-1. So Santellan came in and did his job the last inning. And let's see. Do they go to the normal course of action here? Let's see who's up. Furman, Tatis, Reyes. So we're going to go with Ashcraft. Ashcraft will come in to pitch. And then Pagan is waiting. So 1/3 of an inning, 1 batter. Or no. Yeah, 1 batter. All right. Who is this again? Ashcraft. He's pitched several times in this playoff. Okay. So trying to hang on here, Ashcraft comes in, and he'll face Furman, Tatis, and Reyes here in the bottom of the 8th inning as San Diego trails 3-1. The outfield normal, infield normal. So here we go. 1 for 2 with an RBI is Furman. And a 1-ball, no-strike pitch. Grounded up the middle and a base hit. Past the diving McLean, and that'll be a base hit to lead this inning off. Tatis will bat. So the leadoff runner is on first base. And here's Tatis, who is 1 for 3. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Grounded to third. There's Hayes. He will throw to second to get 1. And he'll get the lead runner. So fielder's choice puts Tatis at first. And Reyes will bat. Reyes is 1 for 3. He has hit a double. Tatis at first. He is a threat to steal, but they are down 2 runs. So they will hold Tatis. There's a hole in the right side. Double play depth. I'll shift him a little bit to the right. Outfield normal. Two-two pitch. Fly ball left field. And to grab it is Lux, and that's the second out. So 2 outs. And Furman's still at first base. And Machado will step in against Ashcraft here in the bottom of the 8th. 0 for 3 is Machado. And a full count from Ashcraft. Struck him out. A big pitch on a cutter, and that's the 3rd out. So they strand Furman at first after the leadoff hit. And we've completed 8 innings here in San Diego, and the 6th seed, Cincinnati Reds, are up 3-1. Adam did his job, and they will go to the bullpen. Face 3 batters. Let's see who they have in store to pitch for San Diego. It'll be Hayes, Stevenson, and Marte. And they'll probably bring in Estrada. So Estrada will come in to pitch. Estrada. All right. He's a right-hander. And stepping in to bat is Hayes. He is 2 for 3. 2 singles. Nobody out. And they're not going to play the outfield shallow. Play him normal. Okay. First pitch from Estrada to Hayes, the 3rd baseman. Popped on the right side of the infield, and the first baseman, Reyes, will grab it. And that's the first out. Top of the 9th, and Stevenson bats with 1 out. He is 0 for 3. 3-1 pitch, and that's inside. That's a walk. So the first walk and a runner with 1 out. First walk for Estrada. And in steps Novi Marte. Let's see if they have any pinch hitters here in San Diego. Or no, this is Cincinnati. Okay. They do have Will Benson. Is he a better defender? Right field 60. And Marte is a 50, so they're gonna pinch hit Will Benson for Marte. The left-handed batter will come in, most likely play right field. So he'll pinch hit. And he is 0 for 2 in the playoffs. So here we go. Left-handed batter to face Estrada with 1 on and 1 out. Stevenson leads off first. 2-2 pitch. Struck him out. Estrada gets him out on a fastball. 2 outs. Top of the order, Friedel comes in to bat. He has homered in 4 trips. Led the game off with a home run. So they're up 2 runs right now, 3-1. And Stevenson leads off first base. And a 2-2 pitch. And he struck him out. Check swing, but it's over the plate. And that's a third out of the inning. Third strikeout of Friedel in this game. So we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. And Cincinnati leads it 3-1. And they will go to their closer. And I have an incomplete lineup. Yes, I do. So where is it? There it is, right field. They will go to Pagan to close this game out. And he pitched 1 inning. And he will face Merrill, Bogarts, and O'Hearn. So he faced 4 batters, Ashcroft did, 1 inning. And here comes Pagan. Try and save another game in these playoffs. He three ERA so far in the playoffs. He saved 32 during the season. So Jackson Merrill will lead off 0 for 3 here in the bottom of the 9th as the home standing San Diego Padres look to rally here. 1-2 pitch from Pagan. Rounded to first. Andujar takes it and goes to first base, and that's the first out. So 2 outs away from winning game 1. The outfield will play deep now with Bogarts. I should have put him deep the last time. So 1 out, Bogarts, and Pagan with a 1-2 pitch. Struck him out on a splitter. And that's number 2 here in the bottom of the 9th. Ryan O'Hearn has walked, he has struck out, and he is grounded out. The last hope potentially here for San Diego. They'll put the defense out deep again. Cut off anything. So 2 outs and a 1-2 pitch from Pagan. That's lined into right center field. It will reach the fence. Friedel will get it, and O'Hearn will end up at second base with a double. So there is still some life in the Padres, and Cronenworth will bat. He has scored the only run for San Diego. He is 1 for 1. He has walked. He has been hit by a pitch also. So O'Hearn at second. Cronenworth is the tying run at home plate. So Pagan trying to get out of this inning and end this game on a full count. And a walk. So he's reached base all 4 times as Cronenworth. Now the tie run is at first. And the winning run comes to bat in Sheets, who is 0 for 3. So still some life here. We saw it with the Seattle-Cleveland series when game 1, Seattle came back with 4 runs and a walk-off with 2 outs. So it is possible. Here's Sheets. He hit 19 home runs during the season. So Pagan on shaky ground here with 2 outs. And a 3-1 pitch. Rounded to short, or second. And McLean up with it, over to Andujar, and the Reds will take game 1 here in San Diego. 3-1. As Pagan does manage to complete the 9th inning. And no runs, 1 hit, and 2 left. So Cincinnati heads west. They were in Philadelphia, and 2 days later they're in San Diego playing in game 1. They win the game 3-1 here in front of a packed crowd at Petco Park. So they will look to take game 2 and head home after that with a sizable advantage in this league championship series. They definitely have some fight to them. as the 6th seed. So I would not count them out. Singer had a great performance, and I'm assuming he's going to be the player of the game. So we'll go here to the recap, and it is Singer winning the game, or the player of the game. 6 2/3, 5 strikeouts, 1 run. His second win of the playoffs. Pagan gets the save. That's his 3rd save of these playoffs. 3 hours and about 45 fake minutes, or non-real minutes, or however you want to call it, here in San Diego. The losing pitcher is Poveda, so I got to put an L by him. And Pagan gets the save. And Singer gets the win. So an effective pitching performance from the Cincinnati Reds and their bullpen, which has turned out to be reasonably good here in these playoffs. So the deep run continues as they win this game 3-1. Let's check out the hitting and see how people did here. Friedl had a home run to lead the game for Cincinnati. He led the game off in the first inning. De La Cruz 2 hits and a run scored. Andujar a hit and run scored. Steer had an RBI. Lux had an RBI. 2 hits for Hayes. And for San Diego, not a lot of hits. Furman had 2 and an RBI. Drove in the only run, which was Cronenworth, back in the 3rd inning. O'Hearn had a hit in the 9th inning, a double. Cronenworth, run scored. Tatis and Arraez had hits. And the middle of the order, 3, 4, and 5, did not do anything. They were 0 for 11. And they really haven't hit much in the playoffs. So it's been the other players that have carried the team for the most part. So a good pitching performance for Singer in Game 1. I'll have to see who will pitch in Game 2. It'll probably be Abbott for the Reds, and I'm not sure who it will be for the Padres, but we'll go look. So the recap here on game day, October 13th, 2025, of Game 1 of the National League Championship Series. Cincinnati, 3 runs, 7 hits, 1 error, and a victory. The losing team, San Diego Padres, 1 run, 6 hits, and 2 errors. The player of the game is Brady Singer and his fine 4-hit pitching performance. And the losing pitcher is Poveda. The save for Cincinnati went to Pagan, his 3rd of the playoffs. So we're going to leave this game now and check on what the schedule looks like going forward. So Cincinnati jumps out to the lead here in this series and basically wipes out the home field advantage for now that San Diego had. So I'll save. I can finish today. I remember doing that once and making a mistake, but I can do that to get to the next day. So here we go. Should be 2 games, and that Phillies guy is always there. So we'll go to the playoff tree, and we'll see that Cincinnati has 1 game already over San Diego, and we await the American League Championship Series to start on the next game day, which is October 14th. And I'm sure it will be played. And it's the 2nd game, so the National League will have 2 games done before the American League plays. So it looks like, tentatively, Andrew Abbott for the Reds and Dylan Cease for the San Diego Padres in Game 2. And I believe for the Game 1 in the American League, Bybee for Cleveland and Kevin Gausman for Toronto. So that's it for this game, as the Padres take the loss. They were off for a few more days, so they looked a little raggedy, a little tired, or a little not in it at the moment. Sluggish might be the word. I don't know what word to exactly use. But they lose this game, and they will have to take Game 2 to prevent going to Cincinnati down 2 games to none. So that's it. I will probably do the next game. It's getting a little late here, so I probably won't do the next one until another day. So Cincinnati Reds, San Diego Padres will be the next game in Game 2, and then be followed by Cleveland and Toronto. So that's it. I hope everybody has a good night. I hope they enjoyed the game. It was a decent game, and good pitching performance by Singer to help the Reds win. They're 6-2 in these playoffs, so they're doing a good job right now. So that's it, and I will see you the next time.